there, welcome to I Love Dubuque. I'm Molly Grover.
And I'm Kevin Lynch, and we've got a great show lined up for you today, don't we?
We do. It's all about 2010 America's River Festival, June 11th through the 13th, right down here. In fact, we are standing in the location, the site where America's River Festival is, in the Port of Dubuque, the McGraw-Hill parking lot.
And today we're going to be going around, we're going to be seeing some of the great things that are going to happen at America's River Festival. We're going to be talking to some of the entertainers that will be playing at America's River Festival and some of the sponsors too, aren't we?
We are. We're going to talk to our presenting sponsor, Doug Worthen with Dubuque Auto Plaza. We're going to talk to Dock Dogs because that's one of the things that epitomizes America's River Festival. We're going to have a great time today, so you won't want to miss it.
Well, we're not really going to talk to the Dock Dog, we're going to talk to the owner.
Well, yeah, okay. Thanks for making that detail.
But the point is, I can't wait for America's River Festival to come down, listen to music, have a cold beer, and have a lot of fun. How about you?
Absolutely.
All right.
And I are out here on beautiful Front Trust Lake. It is a gorgeous day, and of course we're talking all about America's River Festival, which is about the music. However, it's not just about the music, and we are here with Rudy, who is in training, because we're going to talk about Dock Dogs, one of the great features and family activities that you can see when you come out and experience America's River Festival. Isn't that right, Cap?
That's right. There's so many things to enjoy. There's great food, great drinks, and the Dock Dogs is one of my personal favorites. And we're joined today by Don Lawson. Don, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Hi, Don.
Hi.
Don is Rudy's owner, trainer, and you have done the Dock Dogs for 3 times now?
This is our 3rd year. This will be our 4th year. We've done it 3 times before.
So what all is involved to getting Rudy prepared to compete?
Well, Rudy doesn't train that often. It's just a fun thing for us to do. He loves the water. As I said before, he'll jump until I get tired. And as far as the training is concerned, a little bit before we jump, we might take him out to the lake and have him jump a few times, and that's about it.
Did you identify when he was young that he had a skill for this, or a desire to do it? We are around the lake a lot, around the water a lot, and Rudy actually was afraid of the water at first. The Wheaten Terriers are not really water dogs. And he just progressed a little bit. We put him on a raft and he would jump in the water, and then got to the point where we couldn't keep him out of the water.
We can tell that he really is anxious to get into the water, which is great. We're going to see that in a few minutes. But he's kind of a local celebrity. He's won a medal with Dock Dogs, hasn't he? Tell us about that.
He has. He's in the novice division, so that he's not a big jumper. The big jumpers go 25 to 29 feet. Rudy jumps maybe about 12 feet, but he's fun to watch, and that's the nice thing about him.
How long did it take you to get him trained and get him ready so he could compete?
About a week.
Is that right?
It was about a week.
That's fantastic.
So what would you recommend to someone that might want to bring their dog down for America's River Festival that has never done this before, because they have that amateur part of it that just the average person can get involved in?
Well, it's really pretty easy. You just sign up and bring them down. But Rudy, when we decided to do this, again, he was in the water a little bit prior to that, and I was a little concerned because it's a different atmosphere. The water is not colored; it's swimming pool type water, and that kind of stops some of the dogs from jumping. So I was a little concerned about that. But once I threw his toy in the water, he was good to go.
Don, the name of the show is I Love Dubuque,
yes.
And we like to ask all our guests, what do you love about Dubuque?
Oh, there's so many things. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful city on the lake. There's nothing like it in Iowa. There are a lot of things to do. I work in education, and the educational facilities here and institutions are terrific, from elementary school all the way up through the university. So it's a wonderful place to live. I love it.
It is.
Well, that's great. Let's see him in action.
Let's see him in action. Yeah, let's do this. Rudy, you ready? Stay tuned today on I Love Dubuque, because we're going to share with you how you can win this fabulous vehicle sponsored by Cruz Worth Dubuque Auto Plaza. You won't want to miss a minute.
Mystique Casino is proud to be a part of Dubuque's dynamic character, making it the weekend getaway destination. We are proud to be a catalyst of this community, having donated over $32 million to local charity and over $123 million to the city of Dubuque to foster positive change in this magnificent city. We at Mystique invite you to join us for a first-class gaming experience and to rediscover Dubuque this weekend.
The Dubuque Area Chamber plays a significant role in promoting and attracting tourism to our area, an area on the cutting edge of business, rich with history and natural beauty. Now easily accessible via 4-lane highways, Dubuque is the perfect place to work or play. We're just a short drive away.
The Dubuque Chamber of Commerce and the Telegraph Herald invite you to experience Dubuque soon. Log on to DubuqueChamber.com for more information.
I love Dubuque!
Hi there, Kevin and I are here with the presenting sponsor of the 2010 America's River Festival, Mr. Doug Worthen, and Dubuque Auto Plaza is our presenting sponsor, and we've had so much fun driving around in the cube that you've been seeing Kevin and I in today. Doug, thank you very much for joining us. We love the cube. Can you tell us more about your sponsorship and how people can win that car?
Sure. Well, when I was approached with it, I immediately was excited about it, and for the opportunity to be involved in it. It's something that my family and I and employees have loved since we've came to town, and to be a part of it, I think, is just exceptional. So it's kind of unique. We're doing some different things this year that have never been done before. So many times you can buy a ticket and it's 1 in a million chance to win something. Well, Saturday night we're actually going to give a car away. There will be a winner. Hopefully they're present. And the way to win that car is that any ticket into the festival, whether it be general admission or reserved seating, is your ticket to win a car. So you don't have to buy your ticket plus a ticket to win a car like so many giveaways have. So it's just general admission or reserved seating is your chance to win a car. And we're excited to say that we have the cube all stickered up, and you guys will be driving it around and it'll be seen a lot around the tri-states. But we're also going to add something, and we're going to actually give a choice of 4 cars. So whoever wins the car will have a choice of the cube, or a new Nissan Altima, or a new Nissan Sentra, or a new Hyundai Sonata. So that really is impactful as opposed to just winning one car. If a cube doesn't fit a family's need and one of the other ones does, we really want to customize it to make this a great event for the city.
Doug, I know when you first came to town, one of the first things that you became a part of in a big way was the America's River Festival. Tell us what you like about the festival and the things that you enjoy most about it.
Well, you know, I think I don't know a lot about festivals, but the little I observe is it would seem hard to organize and get one to do as much as this festival does. I mean, so many times You can go to a music festival, and that's more of just an adult venue, or you can go to a outdoors festival where, you know, that doesn't please part of the crowd. So the thing that has impressed me is that it fits. You know, we have a daughter that's going to be 2 in June and a son that's 7, and there's something for everybody throughout the weekend. There's time for adults, there's time for kids, there's time for outdoors people. It just fits so many different things, and that's impressive to me, as so many festivals are just kind of a one thing.
Cruise Worth and Dubuque Auto Plaza, our presenting sponsor, we couldn't be more thrilled to have you. You're running a special promotion here at your store as well. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so now until the festival, anybody that were to buy a new or used car at any of our dealerships will receive 2 tickets to the concert and the festival, and then those people also their name will go into a hat, and right before the festival we're going to draw a name out of the hat for a VIP package. So that'll really bring some excitement too. It's kind of a thank you to our customers. And
Doug, as a sponsor of the festival and a business owner, you have dove into this in a big way, giving away a car. This is a huge financial commitment to your business. What satisfaction, what benefit does your business get out of being a sponsor of an event like this?
Well, you know, I've been asked so many times, how many cars do you think this will sell you? And this is one of those things that, although our business is selling and servicing cars, and we hope that it creates awareness of our business, it's really more, I think, of community stewardship. And the main reasons I did it were really to thank my employees and have an event that they could really be proud of, and just have a lot of pride in. You know, we work hard and we're able to do these things and be involved in them. And then the other reason is to thank our customers and future customers, that they'll be a part of the festival and be proud that who they do business with is very visible, and maybe it'll bring people that have thought about doing business with us a little closer. So, but community stewardship is what we try to focus on with an event like this.
We're only a month away from America's River Festival, June 11th through the 13th down in the Port of Dubuque. It's going to be a great time, and we are going to give a car away. Let's go back to the cube and talk about how that's going to work on Saturday night for winning the car.
Yeah, so what we'll do, it'll be pretty exciting. We're going to have all 4 cars that'll be available to be won on site, and so they'll be able to be viewed and seen, and they'll be presented throughout the night, and then between Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Three Dog Night, we're going to talk about the cars and just try to present the cars and make everybody aware about the cars. And then after Three Dog Night, we're going to have some, what I would call just local celebrity heroes in my eyes, will be the people to draw the winner.
Do you think we'll find some time in there to have a beer?
Don't limit yourself to one.
Okay.
Very good.
Doug, tell us what you love about Dubuque.
Well, let's get a longer tape and reserve more time on the air, but truly, when Sarah and I chose to come to Dubuque, we had came to Dubuque for many years recreationally and had always been intrigued by it, and when the opportunity came to buy a business here, it almost seemed like a natural fit. But after you make the decision, it's great to be reassured just by the diversity. If you just talk diversity, I mean, if you're an outdoorsman, you're covered. If you're into cultural things, the theaters in town and those venues, you're covered. You know, the multi-universities creates its own culture. So you've got college sports, you know, hiking, you know, what other climate do you have? Beautiful summer weather, a true spring, a true fall, 2 ski resorts, a river, a big river. I mean, if you really look at it, you know, sometimes when I'm driving and my family and I'll be driving, I'll just think, you know, people spend money all over the world to see scenery like this, and we live in the middle of it. And so that's the geographic part of it. And but the part that really makes Dubuque and the Tri-States important is the people. I mean, just the kindness that has been shown to me and my family, and the welcoming atmosphere. And it was funny when I first moved to Dubuque, and it says, oh, you know, Dubuque is a very cliquey town, and I haven't felt that at all. I mean, I haven't seen that, I haven't felt that. In fact, lots of times I want to say, well, you got to go to the city I moved here from if you think Dubuque's cliquey. But, you know, it's one of those things. I think everybody always has a little pride about their town, and they want it to be that. And but, you know, it's been great. You know, my kids in school and the friends we've made, and other business people lending advice and inviting me places to get me introduced to people quickly, and certainly the local people that patronize our business. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's just unbelievable. We're glad to be here, and it was the right choice for sure. Super.
Well, I think there's only one way to close this segment. As the face and the voice of the 2010 America's River Festival, let's tell our viewers,
nobody beats the Doug Worthen Festival.
My vision for the future has enabled me to grow and build a business that I am proud of. The welcoming business climate that the Dubuque Chamber fosters was instrumental in my decision to move my family to engage in a business here 2 years ago. A business that has grown as dynamically as Dubuque. I am happy to call Dubuque home, a prosperous, growing community that understands just how important it is to buy locally. Cruise Worth and Dubuque Auto Plaza and the Dubuque Chamber of Commerce invite you to experience Dubuque soon.
We find a lot of great news to report in Dubuque. Job growth and a stable business climate continue to attract highly skilled workers to this area. 1.5 million annual visitors help keep Dubuque's economy strong. At KCRG TV9, we're committed to being the dynamic voice for this vibrant community.
The Dubuque Chamber of Commerce and KCRG TV9 invite you to experience Dubuque soon. Log on to DubuqueChamber.com for more information.
Well, everybody, it is Danny Hutton from Three Dog Night. Let us be one of the first to welcome you to Dubuque here for the America's River Festival coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, the weather should be great, so I'm looking forward to it.
You guys have a tent for them, right?
Absolutely.
Don't worry about the weather. We'll keep that covered. Well, we were just before you called, we were looking at your touring schedule, and I wonder, here in 2010, how does Three Dog Night like to handle their summer tours? You guys like to just fill it up with as many as you can? Are you more relaxed these days? How's that going for you?
Yeah, you know, what we do in about November, we start talking about the following year, even though we have dates, but it just kind of happens organically. You know, they'll phone and ask us about a date. Some are pretty obvious, and then sometimes they'll ask us what we're doing, and the Corey's my singing partner is a outdoorsman, so sometimes he blocks out time to go fishing, stuff like that. But it's just kind of organic. The fun thing this year for us is we're going to Australia for 2 weeks, so we haven't been there since the 70s, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's great. I understand you were born in Ireland, correct, Dan?
I was.
And
I was born in Buncrana, in Donegal, where they eat the praties, skins and all.
And I would assume that you like to have a beer every once in a while, correct?
Oh, yes, but actually I like Belgian beer the best.
Well, we'll see what we can get for you when you're in Dubuque.
That'd be great. After the show.
There you go. There you go. I understand that you guys do over 80 dates a year. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, it comes out to that. It's not where we sit down and say to them that's what we want, but it just kind of ends up between 60 to 80 dates every year.
What's that like to be on the road that long?
But we're not. I usually, if you look in the schedule, you'll see I usually go out on a Thursday, and I'm home for Sunday dinner. So I get home about 6 o'clock on Sundays, no matter where we travel, because we did that heavy touring way back, and then in the 80s we were doing tour buses. But the problem is you're stuck out there, on these days off. And what we have now is we have 3 sets of identical stages and equipment, and two of them in three trucks and drivers and different roadie guys. So we have 2 of them in Indianapolis and 1 in Las Vegas. So when everybody just flies, we're living in 6 different states. So we just fly on a Thursday. We all meet up. The truck drives either the East Coast or down towards the southeast, or the Las Vegas truck goes west. So that way, the guys don't even have to. The guitar player, the bass player, they don't even have to carry their instruments. They just get on the plane and it's all set up. So it's the best of both worlds.
Well, I figure it's about time you guys can spoil yourselves a little bit with a schedule like that. You guys living so far apart, have you really taken advantage of all the technology these days, with especially the internet, to communicate with one another?
Yeah, yeah, we do that. I have I have a recording studio here at my house. I live up in Laurel Canyon in the Hollywood Hills. You know, all the hippies were here in the '60s. So Crosby, Stills and Nash, and you know, all of the folk singers. And I bought Alice Cooper's house before Vincent went back to Arizona. So yeah, we. So I don't like to do too much stuff. You're mentioning the internet. I don't like to do too much music. I like to do research on it, but you know, there's some of these groups that'll email parts to each other. You know?
We got to talk to the Dubuque brothers last year, and they were talking about songwriting, about sending each other MP3s, and I just thought that was the funniest metal picture, to have the Dubuque brothers emailing song ideas back and forth. It was awesome.
Yeah, well, you know, ideas or something, but some groups actually record, you know, and they'll say, okay, I'll put my part on, you put your part on, and email it back to me. And, I don't, you know, the records up until, well, let me go back and say, people say, what's the big difference in music from when you did it? And technically, I'm an old guy, you know, when I remember 78 records, but records up until about 1960 were time capsules. Yeah. Excuse me. Because most of them were done on mono, or if they were stereo, they were done on one track or two tracks, you know, on a big piece of tape. So when you'd hear a record, you were hearing, actually what you were hearing, when you heard the song, you were hearing Thursday night at 7 o'clock in New York. And they were time capsules that captured a moment in time. And then as soon as people started being able to do 4 tracks, you know, do the basic track one day, come back a week later after tour, and then do a guitar overdub, and 2 weeks later do the vocals. And then later, you know, especially in the 70s, they got to where somebody would spend 6 months on a single or a year. And I think that's a little bit like the internet. You know, you lose that feeling of the moment. And it's kind of nice. I kind of like that, more of a time capsule, you know, where record sounds like it's one feel, one being.
With all that said, I can imagine that going to a Three Dog Night show, all the fans are really going to see almost a recreation of what a Three Dog Night show was a few decades back then. Yeah, you know, we pride ourselves in sounding like the records. We do sound like the records, which I guess this is, except for a bluesman, this is the first era where people are going to have people in their 70s, you know, rock and roll people, and the old adage was, you know, you die when you're 30 because you start to suck when you get older, but doctors don't. I mean, there's a lot of opera singers are still kicking in, and I think if you don't abuse yourself too much, or stop abusing yourself, you can, you know, you can keep your voice and your chops together. I'm real proud of the group. We, as I said, we sound like the records, and we were on the pop charts, the country charts, the rhythm and blues charts, easy listening charts, hard rock charts. We went over to London, England, recorded with the London Symphony Orchestra at Abbey Road Studios. So we did a classical album. So if you come to see us and you don't like a certain genre of music, just wait about 10 minutes and we'll get to yours.
Well, since you brought that subject up, I have to tell you, Dan, that when I told my wife that we were going to interview you, she went crazy. I hadn't really seen that spark in a long, long time. And I know you probably get questions like this all the time, but I'm supposed to ask you, what is your favorite song when you're playing in concert?
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, the song that's always fun is the Joy to the World, the Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog, simply because of the audience reaction. It's just wonderful. And it was a song we weren't even going to put on the album. And when we did put it on the album, we just stuck it on there, like in the middle, and we didn't have any plans on releasing that as a single. And then we just started getting phone calls from all over the country. So that kind of, there's another organic thing that just took off. And you know, it's used in a lot of movies, and like little kids think of it as like a little cartoon song, and then you get the Vietnam vets that will come up and say that song got them through the war. So it affects a lot of people. So that's one of the good ones. Mama Told Me Not to Come.
Yeah,
a lot of fun too.
Now I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that this is your first time coming to Dubuque, right?
No, we might have. I've been in so many cities, but I have a feeling maybe we haven't been there. But I know I've driven through there. My wife and I in the '80s. When everybody was on the tour buses, that's when I didn't get married until I was 39. So my boys, there were 3 of them, and we had a big RV, and we would go we'd put about 40,000 miles on it every year when they were little, and we just crisscrossed the country both ways, and then we did it in the winter a little bit too. So yeah, we've been to almost every city. We used to love taking the red roads, the small roads.
And you got a traveling bone. So when you're not working, you guys are still driving across the country. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, the festival that you guys are playing here in Dubuque is absolutely amazing. Kevin, how many years are we looking at the festival now? There's quite a few under our belt, at least 5. America's River Festival. It's right on the Mississippi River, and we just have a beautiful area. We're very excited to welcome you guys down here in June. So have a wonderful time on the road here, and we can't wait to see you guys soon.
We'll save a cold one for you.
It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please come out, and we're going to have a great time.
We'll save a cold beer for you.
All right.
We wrote it down, Belgian beer.
That's it.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
All right, thank you, guys.
Take care.
Now. Boy, we've had a great day today, haven't we?
We've had a great time today. We are so excited. America's River Festival 2010 is just around the corner, presented by Cruise Wharf and Dubuque Auto Plaza. Our title sponsors for the event include the TH, the Telegraph Herald, KWWL, Mystique Casino, American Trust, and we couldn't do that festival without the support of our sponsors, so thank you so much.
That's right, and we've had fun with I had the dock dog, Rudy, today. We had a nice talk with Doug Warthen, driving around in the Cube, and got to talk to one of the lead singers for 3 Dog Night, who's going to be playing at the festival. You got to make this festival. This is going to be so much fun.
You don't want to miss it. June 11th through the 13th, right down in the Port of Dubuque. If you want more information on the festival, visit our website at www.traveldubuque.com. And
to close up here, we came down to Mystique Casino. Molly is dressed in her 1970s-ish costume, and we're going to go in and plug a few slots before the festival starts.
Yeah, you feeling lucky?
Never.
We'll see you next time on I Love Dubuque.
Dubuque is proud of our workforce. Steady business growth means increasing opportunities for career development in a variety of fields as more companies make their home in Dubuque. American Trust and Savings Bank is pleased to sponsor college internship awards to keep our best and brightest here in Dubuque. Great workforce opportunities in a great community make Dubuque a great place to call home.
American Trust and the Dubuque Chamber invite you to experience Dubuque soon.
The Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce showcases Dubuque as the region's premier destination. 1,200 members representing over 46,000 jobs, we do together what we cannot do alone. From workforce programs to business services and development, marketing strategies to ongoing advocacy efforts in tourism, the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce understands a strong business community creates a better Dubuque. Over 62,000 residents and 1.6 million visitors a year agree Dubuque is the ideal place to live, work, play, and do business.